People constantly ask me, George, what is the hardest part of building wealth? Most people assume it's making the first million, but they are dead wrong. The real war, the true test of your character, and the greatest barrier you will ever face is your first $100,000. This is the phase where the arithmetic feels like it's rigged against you. You work day and night, you save every penny you can find, but the pile of cash grows so slowly that it feels like a waste of time. Most people look at a balance of $5,000 or $10,000 after a year of brutal sacrifice and they lose heart. This is where 90% of people quit because they are terrified by the flat curve of the exponential graph. But today, through the prosperity prism, I am going to show you why this 100K is a financial war. I will show you how winning this battle changes the speed of compounding forever. If you don't surrender today, tomorrow your money will do the work you never thought possible. Mainstream advice tells you to just save and everything will be fine, but the hidden force they ignore is that compounding is invisible at the start. Think about the math. If you manage to save $400 a month, which adds up to $4,800 a year, at the end of year one, you have maybe $5,000, including a small return. After 12 months of brown bagging your lunch, skipping vacations, and driving the old car, that $5,000 feels almost insulting. The weak-minded calculate how long it takes to become wealthy at this pace, thinking linearly. They think, if it took a year to save 5K, it will take 20 years to save 100K. Their thinking is backwards. The curve isn't flat, it's just waiting. 100K is the tipping point where financial gravity shifts and your money begins to gain its own velocity. The systemic flaw is that our brains are hardwired for linear thinking. We assume that effort and reward always move in a straight line. But the system pushes you toward lifestyle creep. As soon as you save a little money, the system tempts you. A new car, a better phone, a higher rent. Advertisements hit you thousands of times a day, designed to make you spend your seed corn. This is a calculated conspiracy to keep you in the working class forever. Look at Mozart. He was the most famous composer in the world, earning substantial sums, yet he died broke because he always overspent his income. If a genius like Mozart couldn't survive this behavior, what makes you think you can? Until you break this trap, you can never be free. Amassing the first 100K is psychological warfare. In this phase, you need a soldiering through mindset. You have to endure the pain of watching others spend their money while you hold on to yours. Envy is your greatest enemy. When your friend buys a new boat and you keep your $40,000 in an index fund, your brain will call you a loser. But George Stelling tells you, that boat is a sinking liability, and your $40,000 is a machine that will generate your future freedom. Envy is a stupid sin because it offers zero pleasure. With gluttony, you get a meal. With lust, you get pleasure. But with envy, you just sit there feeling miserable about someone else's success. Conquering envy is worth millions of dollars. The prosperity prism pivot means moving from human labor to capital labor. Before 100K, only your sweat is working. You are doing 99% of the heavy lifting while your money does almost nothing. But a crossover point arrives where your money starts carrying the load. After 100K, your money starts working a double shift alongside you. A 10% return on 100K is $10,000 a year. At this point, your money is working harder than you can work. This is the true pivot where you transition from servant to master. To win this war, you must follow 3 pillars. Aggressive savings. You must temporarily freeze your lifestyle. Cut every unnecessary expense to build the capital base as fast as possible. Avoid toxic leverage. Stay away from high-interest debt. Smart people go broke through liquor, ladies, and leverage. with leverage being the worst. Never interrupt compounding because of a loan. Index fund anchor. Use a low-fee, broad market fund. Management fees are a wealth killer that steal your profits over time. The top 1% know that the first 100K is a force multiplier. When you reach this level, deals and opportunities find you because capital attracts capital. The advanced play is to master your emotions. When there is panic in the market and everyone is selling, your 100K will allow you to buy real estate or stocks at a discount. The wealthy get wealthier during crashes because they have that first critical mass ready to deploy while others are living paycheck to paycheck. You only have to get rich once. You don't need to do it 4 times. History and great investors like Warren Buffett have proven that the first 100K is the hardest mountain to climb, but the proof is in the arithmetic. Going from 100K to 200K is always faster and easier than going from 0 to 100K. It's like rolling a snowball on top of a long hill. At the start, it's tiny and hard to move, but once it reaches a certain size, every rotation adds more mass than the previous 10 rotations combined. Over time, your personal effort decreases while your money's effort increases. Avoid these 3 fatal mistakes on your journey. Interrupting compounding, selling your assets out of fear or emotion, is the ultimate mistake. The first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. Comparison trap. Changing your path because you're watching someone else's highlight reel on social media will sink you. Complexity. Falling for get-rich-quick schemes or speculative bets instead of simple index funds will waste your capital. Stay inside your circle of competence. I'm George Stelling, and I want you to look closely at what we've discussed today. $100,000 is not just a digit on a screen. It is your certificate of independence. In this world, there are 2 types of people: those who are victims of their circumstances and those who are the authors of their own stories. The point of getting rich was never about the fancy cars or the gold watches for me. It was about independence. It was about the dignity of not needing to send an invoice to another human being just to survive. Being broke means you are forced to take whatever job is offered, put up with whatever conditions exist, and live the life your financial situation allows rather than the life you desire. This 100K is the wall that separates you from that servitude forever. You have a moral duty to become a learning machine and build this capital base. Think about your grandfather or your children. My own grandfather was a federal judge who had to save every penny because, in his time, there were no pensions for a judge's widow. He underspent his income his entire life to ensure my grandmother was left in comfortable circumstances. When you fight the 100K war, you aren't just doing it for your own comfort. You are doing it to ensure that when trouble comes, and it always comes, you and your family are ready. Having this capital allows you to weather the storms that drown everyone else. Remember the snowball analogy. The first $100,000 is the most difficult, grueling part of the climb. But once that ball starts rolling, the arithmetic of the universe takes over. The same 10% return that felt like an insult at $5,000 is now producing $10,000 a year, enough to change your reality without you lifting a finger. You are moving from a world where you do all the work to a world where your money carries the load. This is the crossover. This is the moment you enter the virtuous cycle where capital attracts opportunity and opportunity generates more capital. This is the moment you enter the virtuous cycle where capital attracts opportunity and opportunity generates more capital. So, I ask you, are you willing to soldier through the flat part of the curve? Are you willing to ignore the envy, skip the lifestyle creep, and stay inside your circle of competence until the math starts to work for you. The vault is open, and the blueprint is in your hands. Do not quit during the hard part. Secure your legacy. If you are ready to master the arithmetic of wealth and join the ownership class, subscribe to this channel, and let's build your path to freedom together. I'll see you at the crossover.